when we go into organizations and do culture change, we measure execution and link the measurement to a measurement of relationships that are both linked to measurable deliverables that eventually get measured to business results. Everything is measured. And to just give you a preview, is that all of these measurements are correlated to each other. So how much you improve execution needs to be correlated to how much you improve relationships. Otherwise, it's not sustainable. It's in the correlation that the measurement is meaningful, not in the separation. But you have to do separation for focus and for clarity. So we improve execution, we improve relationships, we link those two, then we look at the linkages of how those relate to each other and see what the impact was on deliverables. And if there's something that's off, it lets us know where do we need to focus or enhance our effort to create a sustainable change. To us, this is your culture. If we have a clear idea of your execution and your relationships, we pretty much can define your culture in terms of what are the most important values that you're representing by your behaviors with each other. Execution is behavioral, relationships is behavioral. The interesting part is, in our most recent implementations in the last 7 years, maybe up to 10, we have put 95% of our time here, sometimes 100% of our time here, and we'll still measure relationship improvements. And we never once talked about relationships. We never once talked about how to manage conflict. We never once talked about how we're going to communicate better. We never once talked about trust. We didn't implement the Speed of Trust program that put people through 3 days of trust building. Didn't do any of that. All we did was focus on execution, and all the scores in relationships go up anywhere from, on average, 15 items of relationships, 15 categories of relationships improve, on average, 15 to 35%. Now, how many surveys, climate surveys, do you get from year to year where you can get a 15 to 35% improvement? And no training in that area. No conflict resolution training, no trust training, no communication training, no training. All we did was, let's set up the execution so we all understand each other's expectations of each other and how we're going to work.